So David, thank you so much for hosting this event today. Thank you so much for the ability of putting together and having a thread through all the conversations we had today on stage. What are your takeaways after a panel like the one that we saw?
So most important is that when we met last year, we had this incredible coming together of energy from non-state actors, as they're called, but actually that's the whole world. And we had a real sign-on from many of them saying, look, we're ready to link together food and climate and nature like we've never done before. That was last year. Now, fast forward 11 months and we've got not just the same energy, but it's even increased, where people are saying we'll go on connecting, we'll go on having everybody there and being holistic, and we will go on trying to make sure that food and climate and nutrition are inseparable. And that's what I'm so happy about.
Well, we saw, and anybody could see that you were really enjoying it.
Yeah, I was. Yes.
How do you foresee the aims that are there, the milestones that need to be met for the coming years, for the 3 COPs that we have this year, and also for COP30 in Brazil?
And the hardest part of all this work is to make certain that there is accountability built in for everything we do. And it's got to be accountability that applies to a whole range of stakeholders. It's not just the people in agriculture or the people in nutrition or the people in environment. That's where skill is needed and where we need to reach out to each other and speak each other's language so that our accountability frameworks can be followed by everybody and then can be accessible to the wider public. Because if we just stay in our echo chamber, we've had it. We've got to reach out and engage more.
You were talking about speaking the same language, which is not always easy between farmers, industry, government.
So hard.
What do you think, if those are the pain points for you, how do you think that we could find solutions into it?
So there are 2 areas where language can be made more common. One is where we touch the elements on which we all rely, earth, water, and air. So it's our contact with the environment, with nature, where I believe common language can be found. And who are the people who really get that? It's the farmers. So we need to listen to the farmers. Secondly, it's the mothers, because if you've got a small child and you've had that child through from the moment of conception through to the 2nd or 3rd year, you've basically nurtured that child through the time on which really everything important happens, because that's when the brain gets programmed, the body gets programmed. So there are 2 groups who can help us with common language: farmers and mothers. Extend it to people who work the land and people who care for the children. They are who we need to listen to. They'll help us find a common language.
And finally, what do you expect to happen in another 11 months?
So I think everything increases exponentially. It accelerates continuously. We've got an acceleration of appreciation that the way food is produced, processed and consumed impacts on nature, impacts on climate. I think it's going to be not only mainstream, but it'll become part of the policy discourse, if not within 11 months, certainly by 2030. And the sooner the better. We can't afford to delay.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, David.
And thank you for this moment. I've enjoyed very much. Thank you.